Hello, good evening, welcome. My name is Opendako. Welcome. I want to share with you one of the most important things to understand as somebody who comes to this earth to live. If you happen to have life and if you happen to be a human being, one of the things that to separate you from everybody is your understanding of this, proper understanding of this, which is love for humanity. Build a proper value system, love for humanity. The success of a man, the achievement of a man, the quality of a man is established in his love for mankind. If that is rightly built or positioned, every other decisions that you take will be in line. Somebody will dare to argue that it's the love for God. As Africans, as Ghanaians, as people who are coming from very intense religious background, most of us will say that God. But in the Bible, it said that how can you say that you love God which you have not seen and hate a man that you have seen? So the proof for your love for God actually is your love for mankind, love for human beings, how you've been trained to appreciate another man's life, to value another man's life, to sacrifice for another man, to make decisions and choices that will make life easier for another man. That thing, if you come from a home, if you come from a community, if you come from a country that instilled that thing in you, life becomes easier. You are almost always at peace when you correct that. Majority of the people of this earth are only self-driven. They want to achieve their dreams. They want to achieve their goals. They want to get the biggest position. They want to build the biggest company. They want to drive the nicest car. They want their children to go to the best of schools. They want everything. Some of them, you see them with 10 cars. They have security in front of their house. And the security does not even have a shoe. Love for humanity. The proof of the success of another man is not so much how many material things that he has. Because material things don't necessarily bring contentment. They don't necessarily bring joy and peace. That which brings peace and joy and sense of mission and sense of purpose, sense of accomplishment is your love for humanity. The compassion, the kindness, the genuine interest you have in another man. If you built that, that is where the peace of life is. That is where you start to really live as a human being. You can become the president of a country. If you don't understand these things, all your decisions will be will be made for popularity, will be made just to get votes, will be made for your selfish interests. You can become a big business person, entrepreneur, and all the deals that you follow will be the deals that will make you more money. So it doesn't matter what your people are going through, so far as they benefit you. You say that that is business because you did not build this thing. Love for humanity. personal value system. I think that every human being must establish this. I think so. That you establish that if you have to choose between anything and another man's life, you choose that which will make another man live in dignity, live in honor. If you build any structure, any system, any business that is enslaving other people, that is subjugating other people, that is dehumanizing human life, there's no need for you to continue that business. If your business is taking advantage of human people, there's no need. You cannot sacrifice human beings for money. That's what the other people came to Africa to do, actually, because their whole focus was money. And they destroyed the whole generation because they did not correct that. They did not extend the love for humanity to the other people who didn't look like them. Place people above material gains and take advantage of people for your personal gains. No matter who told you, no matter what they train you with. After all, you have seen people who have built great businesses, entrepreneurs, especially those from America, built wealth, and then they come to say that they want to found, charity organizations, foundations, and they want to go into research of diseases. They want to help reduce poverty. Everything that they are doing is for what? It's for love, for humanity. So if they had to sacrifice all humans to build those businesses, what was the essence? Because I think the ultimate idea of you building anything is that you can look back and give to the same humanity, the same mankind. So if you are building an organization, if you're building your business, if you're building your career, if at the end of it, if at the pinnacle of it, you're going to look back and give to society, then why do you sacrifice the same people to get there? It creates a frustration for you. It creates a painful story for you. It isn't worth it. As a matter of fact, countries that have developed have solved this, where their decisions take into consideration the quality of lives that their citizens must live, their love for humanity, their passion. They place lives so high. If you see an African who believes in value for lives, you have seen an African who has been refined. You see how people shout on us, talk to us like we are nothing. If somebody thinks that they have power or they have money, if he's not trained, if he's not settled this first duty of mankind, which is love for humanity, which is actually built on your love for the divinity, if you have not settled it, you take advantage of people. And if anybody looks like they are poor and they don't have any advantage, you sacrifice them for your gain. That's why some people will build anything and they sacrifice human lives. Have you seen people with money who have maid servants in their homes? They talk to them like they're nothing. Have you seen people who work, they have workers, they shout at them, they insult them, just because they think they have another privilege. They have not solved this thing. They have not built it. They have not built this so crucially important value, which is love for humanity. Every other thing is built on it. Every other thing is built on it. The proof of your love for God is your love for people. Forget, it's not the prayer, it's not the fasting, it's not you going to church every day. That's what they told us. If you go to any country that they say they are serving God, it's not the noise that they are making. We have other people who live around here. They have established churches here where we live. And Friday evening, it's a lot of noise. Or 9 all over. Sunday evening, they are doing the same thing. The other day I went there to ask him, Reverend, we have children here who will go to school tomorrow morning. Why don't you look at that? He did not say anything because in his mind he thinks that he's serving God. Nobody told him to make decisions that will place the convenience of others in the right place. So solve it. We all grew up in an environment where that then was not that much emphasized. Your compassion, your love, your kindness, the treatment that you give to another person, giving somebody priority. You are going to take the taxi. There is one car there, everybody is rushing. Why don't you give the other people priority? Why do you have to slam it on them? You are driving, somebody stops for you. Can you say thank you? Or you are rushing because people want to cross, and because you have a nice car, you just cross them and say that they should stop. You have not solved it. If a man does not solve or has not solved this thing, has not developed it, everything else that he has is nothing. Doesn't make sense. Your love for humanity. It is seen in how you treat your children. It is seen how you treat your wife. It is seen how you treat your workers. It is seen how you treat your friends. There are a lot of friends who only show up when they see you doing well. The moment you hit the rock, they'll close the door. They will never come to you because they have not settled this. Their value system is weak. They have not built it. If you see a genuine person, that which you will see that they have settled is love for humanity. They don't fidget. They are not fake. They are not fake because you can see the originality of their love. They have built it. You may have a friend who just had some appointment somewhere. He was your friend before. Now that he has an appointment somewhere, when you're looking for him, you'll never see him. Why? He will never even place a call. He will not say, no. Even if you send him WhatsApp, he will not pick. He will not reply. The problem is that he did not solve this. He did not build that value system. The authenticity of a man's heart is evident in his love for mankind. His love for mankind. And it is shown in what you are ready to sacrifice for another man. You may not have money to put somebody in school. You may not have money to put somebody in, maybe buy a car for somebody. But at least you may have one city that you can give to another person who is struggling. Sometimes you may just have something that another person can. Almost all of us, and many people have clothes, shoes, shirts that we don't use. And there are people who have nothing. What can you do? Can you move around and pick somebody and help? That's a proof that you have matured. The maturity of a man, really, is established in his love for mankind. That's the proof that you're mature. It's not the fear that you create around. There are managers who work in organizations where they shout, they insult, to keep fear. They keep fear. They control people with fear. They will threaten you. They will say that if you don't do this, don't show up again. There are even people who want to give work to young girls, and what they do is that they want to, sleep with them before they give them the so-called opportunity. They have not solved this. They don't have love for humanity. They have not built their value system. They have not. They just look like. What builds a value system is not even the degrees that you had. Sometimes it's not even your religiosity, no. It's the right information that you had growing up. Or the environment that you grew up. If you grew up fighting for food, if you grew up fighting for opportunities, if you grew up in lack all your life, you think from the point of view of scarcity. So you are always gathering for yourself. That love for humanity was not placed in you. Because if you didn't have it, you will not survive. So you grew up with a thinking that it's going to finish. That is what most of the African politicians, those who become presidents, who screw all the nations' wealth and prosperity, that's the kind of background they had. They did not solve the love for humanity. The value system that places another man above, that they see, they fight for the dignity. So let's say you are the president, or you are the head of an organization. Your decisions and your choices are not for your comfort, but for the betterment of all the people. That they call love for humanity. If you don't solve it, you know the cure for corruption. The cure for corruption is love for humanity. If you so love people, you will not steal. You see somebody they say is corrupt, this is selfish. His decisions are only for his interest. If you're not getting something for the people, if you have solved the love for humanity challenge, which every one of us is meeting, if you don't have, you will not steal that which is theirs. Because your heart for them is that anything that comes to you, you want to give it to them. How much more are you going to the extent of stealing that little they have? So if you see anybody who is stealing, taking advantage of people, lying, cheating, it's because they have not come to solve this. Fundamentally, it's not corrected, it's not understood, they don't know it. So all their decisions, they make decisions by not placing the humanity. One of the things that will grow Africa and develop Africa quick is when Africans start to have love for their own people. When they place their own people at the topmost of every decisions that they make. You will make decisions. Any leader who has not solved this cannot be a good leader. Cannot be a good leader if your love for humanity is not in good shape. It cannot be. Because you take advantage of people. You go with ethics and honesty and integrity when you have solved the love for humanity. You build that value system. It's a system that you have to build. It's a philosophy that you have to build. And it doesn't come easily to a lot of people like that. You have to build it yourself. And you probably have to know that there's something called that thing. Love for mankind. Love for humanity. And it must be understood well. It must be all purpose. People who live with that sense of purpose live because they have understood this. They achieve a lot with their goals because they have understood this. Indirectly or directly, their vision or their dream is linked to improving the quality of lives of others. And for me, that's where the joy of life is. No matter what conditions that you go through, no matter which troubles that you think you're going through, if you have heart for people, there's always somebody that you can help. And that activity brings more joy than any other thing. That you can help somebody to find peace, joy, meaning, can find love. If you can do that for another man, no matter what you are going through, you start to get meaning. If you see somebody depressed and miserable and angry, it's because they are living for themselves. The moment you start to live for others, the moment you start to spread your heart and your love for others, you don't raise yourself above another human being. You don't think that you're better off, more intelligent than the others. You deserve better than everybody else. And you think that, no, the thing is that so far as you look like a human being, in terms of value, we are the same. It's only responsibility that may differ. So whether you look Chinese or African or Indian or Eweman or Santiman, it does not matter. Once they are human beings, they deserve the best of treatment. They deserve the best of interaction. Sometimes you go to places where, you know, people have been so much conditioned and they've been so much classified in terms of what they don't have that it's even tough for them to approach you. Even if you extend a good hand and you want to talk to them like humans, because they've been so much put in their place, they hardly see themselves as worth anything. Now, if you have solved this, if you have developed this value system, wherever that you show up, humans or people will look up to you. Say, because when you talk, they will see that you have good heart for them. You're not there to take advantage of them. You're there to build their confidence, their view of life. If you don't do that, everything that you're trying to achieve, that's not worth it. The life of humanity. If you don't correct it, if you're living only for yourself and your children and your wife and your husband, and everything that you talk about is like that, is only your car and your house and your nice clothes and your Bible and you praising God, it don't mean anything. It don't worth it. There should be somebody in your life who will say that had it not been this man, I will not be here. Had it not been this man who helped me, had it not been this man. Your business, you should use it like that. There should be people who will go somewhere, even if they don't say it in front of you. There should always be somebody somewhere who found the meaning of life, who found the love, the acceptance, who found themselves because they got to know you. There should always be somebody like that. There should always be somebody who will look up to you and say that, this guy is a good man. It's because you have established that. Don't link it. Some people say that, oh, when you help people, they will take advantage of you. No. If you have solved the love of humanity or love for humanity, you are not doing it because you want them to help you or you want them to treat you well or you want them to pay you back. No. You're doing it because that's how you are. That's how you understand life. That's your philosophy. So whether they come back to say thank you or they insult you or they lie to you, really that's not it, because that's how you are. And you see that your joy, your meaning, your sense of purpose in this life is when you help people. And you're not helping them and waiting for them to help you back. That's not it. That's not it. There are people who are taking care of people in prisons. There are people who are taking care of mad people. There was a time I was watching this guy who said that he came from another country to live in Ghana, and he goes around helping people who are mentally, unstable. Like, so what informed this man to do this? He's a great man. He may not be the richest man in our country, but he's a great man. He's a great man. Because the success that you see, the success that is eternal, is the human lives that will improve, the lives that will change. That's eternal. That is the eternal success. The ones that you are buying the cars and making a lot of noise, nobody cares already. It's only you. It's a facade. But the lives that will change, the lives that will improve, those are the ones that we are looking for. You can see another person who will go to orphanages, and help people. Everybody and what gets to them. What is it that gets your heart? What is it? Is it going somewhere to help people to find knowledge, teach them? Or is it you going to the prisons to help people? Is it you giving some financial information to people so that they can overcome poverty? Do you have money to build hospitals for people? Or you can build a school for people? Or maybe you can buy clothes and give it to people? What is it that you can do that will bring light to another person? Somebody can give capital for people to start businesses. Whatever that you can do for another man. Because all countries, all economies, all cultures that are doing well because they help themselves. They have value for human life. Or you are the kind of person who people help you and you close the door. There are a lot of people like that. Somebody helps you and you close the door. I used to have a friend like that. You know, he we used to help. He got the so-called opportunity, and then he was now a big man. He didn't have time for anybody. His challenge was that he had not solved this value system that place human life above everything. He has not solved that. When you see anybody who is proud, who is cocky, who is arrogant, you have not solved that. If you see anybody who is flamboyant, selfish to the core, they don't extend anything. They are never grateful and thankful for anything. It's because they have not solved that. When you solve it, the peace of your life really is that which will make you continue to pursue your dreams and your goal and never give up and never become disappointed or never become exhausted, is because you have solved this. So it's not only that you're doing it for people, it's that which really stabilizes every dream that you have. Humanity, love for humanity. Why would you want to sacrifice so much? Why would you want to take a lot of load, a lot of stress, a lot of pain in achieving any dream? If you don't see the value in people, you can never do that. You complain. If the dream is only about you, you will give up. That's why anybody who says that, oh, I started this thing, I started this business, it was so difficult, I was meeting, then I quit because you did not have that. You had not established that, the love for humanity. Because if you link it to say that, okay, if I start this business and I'm able to employ 10 people, maybe I'll be able to help them to have a better life, a better livelihood. And that becomes enough strength for you to keep pushing no matter what comes at you. But if it's only you that I want to get money and marry and buy watch, buy a nice car, build a nice house, that is not strong enough for you to keep going. That's why you will feel exhausted because you have not solved that. It's a value system that you have. It's a value system that you develop. Love for humanity. And it should be told and it should be taught to everybody. Everybody. That when you see another man on the street, you have seen yourself. What is it that you can do to combat poverty, to combat ignorance? What is it that there are young men who have become, there are those who have become, let's say, even the armed robbery. It's not because they are wicked people, because somebody else did not help them. There are young girls who have become anything just because of people. Somebody had an access to them, because everybody will have access to another man, and they did not see the value in them. So every dream has a link to this. You don't have to be selfish. People are just only look for their self-interest. It doesn't work it. If every decision that you're going to make is only for you, you didn't live. You existed. If you have all the billions and nobody's life has been improved, nobody can go to say that this man changed my life. This man helped me. There are great leaders that have come to live and gone. They may not have left money, but there are people who will say, there was the other time I met this guy. I think he's a security guy or something. We talked for about an hour with a friend. This guy, we were talking, and then Professor Mills' name came up. And the guy started to cry. He's a grown-up man, maybe over 55 or something. I said, why are you crying? He said, that man was a good man. He was a good man. And for me, that was a success for the former president. That somebody could just mention his name. He said that man took me, helped me to pay for my children's school fees, and helped me to build a house somewhere. That's a good name. For me, that is greatness. That somebody can stand somewhere and say that because of that man. And they will cry. There are people that when they mention their name, people say that this man is a wicked man. Even if you work for him, he doesn't pay. He will cheat you. and it will frustrate you. There are people who have sent people to jail because they owe them 1,000 cedis, 2,000. There was a time that I was watching this story. This guy who is doing a very fantastic job. There is prison, something. He goes to the prison, listens to people's story, and tries to fight, for those that he thinks were not properly, jailed. That is somebody with that problem solved. He has heart for people. His heart is full of love. He goes the extra mile to look for peace for those who are in pain. And so the guy was talking like that. He said, that man is a great man. And I was like, wow. For somebody to cry because we mentioned his name, that's a great man. I don't know if somebody else can say the same thing for you. That somebody would say that guy is a great guy. He's a good man. He doesn't cheat people. He doesn't lie. He's not looking only for his interests. He's a kind man. If you do that, and if you can get a lot of our people to behave that way, have value for human life, not just trivialize human lives like that. Don't just take, so that we don't take advantage of the so-called vulnerable in our society. If you go to any country that is taking care of the so-called vulnerable, that's a country that has found this key, value for human life. Value system is intact. So we are not just hailing the so-called powerful, but every human life is a treasure. That is an organization, or that is a country, that is a group of people who have come of age. The maturity of any country is how well they treat their humans, their citizens, how well they take that which concerns them into serious consideration. How many people go to sleep in our country hungry? Maybe you are not the government, maybe you can't do enough. But if you see somebody carrying something on their head, selling water, selling orange, can you help them? If you go to the market, that woman who is just selling things at 100 cedis, when you go, you are also negotiating big. You want them to reduce it. If anything, they need your help. If you buy something 100, you probably can give them another 100 cedis. If you see that young girl who is selling orange on the street, trying to take care of herself and the child, what can you do to support them? What can you do? That's the love for humanity. And for me, that means that you have grown. Your heart is that tender. That's a proof of maturity. You're compassionate. You're thoughtful. The pain of others get to you. The cry of others. People can come to you and cry to you. They know that if they come to you, you will hear of them, or you will hear them. Whatever that you can do to support them, you can do. That is, for me, that is a value system that you have to develop. There's no way that you're just going to teach your children how to pass exam, to become all those professions, and them not have this kind of heart. If they don't have that, you have done a bad job. Your child should be kind. Your child should be considerate. They should put the interests of others first. They don't have to become weak. They don't have to be taken advantage of by the wicked. Being compassionate, being kind, being good-hearted does not mean that the wicked must take advantage of you. No, that's not what we mean. We only mean that when you see somebody, you can help, or when you see another man, give them priority. But not that somebody is wicked and you allow them to take advantage of you. That is not what I'm talking of. For the wicked, you stand up to them. You demand that they do the right thing. But for the vulnerable, you don't push them down, because you're already down. You're already in pain. You're already struggling. A lot of our people will keep asking themselves, why was I born? Why have I struggled and suffered all my life? People say those, and they're asking God. But it's not God that they have to ask. We are the ones that have to help. We are the ones. So don't take advantage of the vulnerable. If you will not even help them, don't take advantage of them. If you see somebody without parents, see somebody who's poor, you see somebody that you think you're better off than, don't take advantage of them. It's a proof of weakness. It's a proof of weakness, and it's a proof that you have not built your personal value system. You don't have it, and if you don't have it, it means you never lived. You never lived. So don't fight just for positions. Don't fight only for things that will help you. There are a lot of people who that's the only concern. You see them, they are only fighting for that which will help them. Place another man's life. There should be people who should be happy that they met you and you didn't take advantage of them. You helped them. If you can build for somebody, build. If you can buy a car for somebody, buy. If you can help somebody with his business capital, do it. If sometimes you can cancel some people who owe you, do it. Just have a good heart. After all, where are you picking all these things to? When you are on your deathbed, the only thing that will remember you of is the lives that will change. Nobody will remember you because you had money or they remember you because you changed lives. The impact that you brought. That should be your drive. That should be your drive. The essence of all that we do is that another man's life will be improved. For you, how much do you want to chop? All the billionaires that you see them, how much is always the stock? And they don't mean anything. But the lives that you're changing, money is a tool to change lives. It's a tool to improve lives. It's a tool to make lives better. If you have a lot of it and it's in your account, it's useless. It's useless. So build that values system. Love for humanity. Love mankind. Love people. Compassionate. Build it. There's nothing as joyous as somebody who is interested in the well-being of others. Why build a life that is so much? Why are you jealous of another man? If somebody is doing well, why should you be jealous? I don't understand that. If somebody is successful, why should that concern? If anything, you should just, be grateful that another man is not poor. Why should you live life and be pained because another man is progressing? I don't get it. Never live those kind of value systems where when you see somebody doing well, it becomes a concern to you, become pain. Some people can see somebody doing well and they will never sleep again. You go and think about it because another person has had something that they think. No. Love for mankind, love for humanity. Build a value system, personal one, that is so intact, that is so strong, that you know that the value of life is you doing something for others. You're not going to cheat, lie. If you want progress, if you want money, if you want development, if you want growth, you're ready to work for them. You build a value system like that. You don't play your life with lotto and chance and hope that one day things will change. Things that don't change like that. Things change because you want them to change. And nobody becomes successful without being productive. Nobody becomes financially prosperous without being productive. These are value systems that you build, where you tell yourself that I'm going to be somebody who is always in constant learning and constant improvement. Those are the things that you're building in yourself. That's something that you stand for. If somebody gets you, they get an authentic person. For somebody becomes a friend to you, you are somebody who is genuinely interested in the well-being of people. It's a value system. You don't place fakeness. You're always looking at how to cheat and lie and trick people. They don't worth it. None is perfect, but at least work towards it. Work towards you becoming somebody with a strong value structure, and it is built on human love for humanity. Everything that you do, if that one is settled, every other value system can be right. I can tell you that. If you work in any place and you have solved that love for humanity, you will not be the one lying and cheating and conniving to destroy the place, because your heart is clean. If you're a person of love, your heart is clean. Love is clean, and you know that you are ready to go through the processes to bring progress. But if it's not solved, then you are the one running everywhere, trying to get ahead at the sacrifice, at the detriment of others, because you did not solve that. So love people, be compassionate, be kind, be somebody that people can run to with their pain, with their struggles. People can cry, and when they see you, they start to smile. Be that kind of person. Be genuinely interested in people. Don't be so much occupied with what you call success that you don't even have time to connect and do something that will help other people. If you find yourself, you'd be interested in the well-being of others. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.